Hello, Steve. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, of course. Hi. I'm Steve Abbott. I'm the chair of Screen Yorkshire. I'm a film and television producer these days, first film and latterly television.
Could you tell me why you're involved with Screen Yorkshire?
I wanted to become involved in Screen Yorkshire because I felt it important that people who, like myself, from the new generation, wanted to work in the industry, could do it from their home base where they felt comfortable, didn't have to go to London to make a career out of in this industry, and I felt very strongly that although I'd been able to make a career in the industry, but by leaving Yorkshire, that you didn't have to make that compromise. And I think some of the most valuable work Screen Yorkshire does is enabling young talent here, whether it be creative talent, screenwriters, potential directors, or technical talent, people who want to be film technicians or editors and so on. And we have many schemes which encourage first-timers and give really good and valuable education. Sounds a bit grand, but in the film world, to enable them to achieve what they would like to do, to realise some of their ambitions. We have a digital shorts program and many aspects for coordinating training in our industry to enable people to come through and become the first-class technicians that I've described and are needed by film productions when they visit the region.
What's the story of your career?
I wanted to work in film and television, had no particular connections with the industry, so I'd been a mathematician, so I got myself a financial qualification, figuring that everybody in any industry needs someone who understands finance, and within a day of qualifying I talked my way into a job at Handmade Films, and they'd come into being to make Monty Python's Life of Brian. Within about 18 months after that, I found myself, it's a boring story, but I found myself managing the Monty Python team at the tender age of 26. But my real passion was in making films, and the first film I was involved in putting together was Monty Python's Meaning of Life, and I'm proud to say that my first day on a film location was in Bradford with Monty Python's Meaning of Life, where they shot quite a bit of the location stuff. And from then on I teamed up with members of the Monty Python team to form prominent features, and my first film as a producer was Fish Called Wanda, and I was involved in the making of various post-Python films, and I guess most relevant to Yorkshire, I produced Brassed Off with my friend Mark Herman, who's an East Yorkshireman of the same vintage as I am.
What kind of locations can be found in Yorkshire?
If it can be done in the UK, it can be done in Yorkshire. If you want seaside, we do seaside. If you want hills and mountains, we do that. If industrial settings, we can actually deliver most of the locations you could get. Obviously, you can't deliver Big Ben or one specific building or specific location, but generally you want anything that could be found here. We can't do the Sahara, but there again, neither can any other part of the UK. So I think we've got everything, and very good communication, very good coordination, and so any script that's set generically in the UK can and should be made in Yorkshire is my short view. I think the airport, rail and road communications that Yorkshire have means that one could film in Scarborough on one day and not leave the location base and be filming in Leeds or another West Riding industrial city the next day, which is amazing, really. I can't think immediately of many, if any, places where you can get such a range with the support that the Army on the March that is a film crew needs, within striking distance of one production base. I think we really deliver on that aspect.
Could you describe the film lab facilities in Yorkshire?
We have a film lab on our doorstep. It's a tremendous value to producers working here to have processing in the region itself. So I think that's one of the real. It's a small point. It's not popular or widely known, but it's really important for producers working on location here.
How good are the crew available in Yorkshire?
We now have across this region a wonderful source of talent. There are people of all grades and capacities who can work on films, who are used to working on films, and who can be hired by films on location here and do a first-class job. And that's what you need from a crew. You can't afford people to be putting their hands up and asking, how do I do this, when you're actually in the middle of making a film. You've got too many other things to worry about. You've got to rely on things being done in a first-class and professional way. And I believe we've now got that expertise in the region.
How can Screen Yorkshire help filmmakers?
Screen Yorkshire have a wonderful database, have wonderful connections with locations across the county, and are very, very experienced at dealing with visiting film crews, whether they're coming for a day to do a short amount of work, or they're going to be in our region for 2 months to do a feature. There's incredible depth of experience. I like to think that we've got the most experienced film location support department in any of the regions in the country. Our predecessor organisation, the Yorkshire Screen Commission, was doing this for some time, which isn't the same in all other regions. So we've got a tremendous depth of experience and ability and great contacts, and we really can support anything from a small shoot to a very, very big shoot.
Could you tell me about Screen Yorkshire's crew database?
It draws together not just a database. Anyone can compile a database, but it has a relevant database, and it's constantly updating and upgrading that database. It has feedback. Screen Yorkshire hears from people. It gets fed back. It is as good in facilitating filming in the region as its feedback. And if it gets feedback, good or bad, it puts that back into the process. And so the database is relevant. It will be no good me having made a film here a few years ago, then giving advice to another producer if that advice is old and stale. What a producer needs is to be able to believe the advice he or she's given, and Screen Yorkshire's location and production department can actually provide relevant and up-to-date and accurate information, and that's what a producer needs.
In summary, why should people come to Yorkshire to make films?
If I needed to summarise why I should come to Yorkshire, I would say that we can deliver almost any locations needed for a British film. We can deliver it in a friendly way, in a friendly environment, in an efficient way, getting good value for money, getting great support, allowing the producer and director to get on with their job on location and not be distracted by all the other nonsense, in a way where, in the buzzword of Hollywood, we're a film-friendly region and we make films happen here.